Come play a round of 18 with me at the Shank Park disc golf course. In today's video, I will be playing the yellow baskets. Every single hole is a par 3. Hole 1 is 260 feet down to the left. I'll be trying to play a nice little fade. I let go of the disc a little earlier than I would have liked to, and I ended up down and to the left. Putting is the weakest part of my game. I skied it and went left. Still a nice layup, and I was in for par. Hole 2 is a 234-foot par 3. I go up and over the hill. Didn't put enough speed on the disc, so it just tanked left. Still not bad. I can get up and down for par here. Tap in for par. Heading on to hole 3, we have a 168-foot par 3. Hole is back up behind the trees there. I'm trying to play a nice fade right in, and I hit the tree. The last tree I could have hit is the one I hit. Still not a bad look for birdie. I just come up a decent bit short, but I'm able to tap in for par. Hole number 4 is a 166-foot par 3. Basket is over to the left, but guarded by trees. I'm going to play a sky bomb. You'll see the disc coming down to the left right there. I hit a tree and I bounce back into the path. Still not a bad shot. I am close to the basket, about 15 feet out, and I lip out. That one was devastating. We'll clip ahead here. This is my tap in for par. Moving on to hole 5, we have a 210-foot par 3. Basket's in and to the right. I'm going to play a backhand turnover, and I actually go over top of the basket. I'm about 20 feet past the basket. 15 feet, actually, I'd say. Nice look for birdie, but once again, I'm just not able to finish it. And I'll walk up and tap that in for another par. Hole 6 is a tricky one. It's 265 feet. The basket's over there to the right. There's a skinny gap you can take, but I'm going to the left. I throw the disc a lot more left than I want to, and you can see it at the very end there, fly into the brush. I'm going to look to get a nice approach shot, which I do. I lay up nicely, and I can put this in for an easy par. Except I chain out, and I miss the par, and instead I tap in for bogey. Hole 7 is a long one. It's a 355-foot par 3. The glare's kind of bad. I'm sorry about that. I take my driver and I release way too low. That throw hurt because of how low it was. It was devastating. A nice little approach shot. Once again, I came up a little short with this throw, leaving myself quite a long putt. Not a bad attempt for par. Didn't make it, but I am parked right under the basket. I walk up and I tap that in for the bogey. Currently 2 over going into hole 8. Hole 8 is a 483-foot par 3, and I hit the tree right in front of me. That is not how I want to start the longest hole on the course. Then my second shot, I accidentally put way too much hyzer on it, and I didn't even throw it up to speed, so it tanked left, giving me a very poor chance for par. Approach shot is not bad. I'd like to get it a tiny bit higher, but it still left me a nice 15-footer, which I was able to drain for the bogey. Hole 9 is a 237-foot par 3. It's straightforward. There's a hill behind. I'm trying to get it right up to the basket, and this time the disc that has been bombing left, I accidentally put too much turn on it, went to the right. Still not a bad chance for birdie. And I skied it. That one was so high it didn't even get in frame. However, I am able to put it in for par, and I'm currently +3 through 9. Hole 10 is a 317-foot par 3. Once again, I released the disc way low, and you could see that I wasn't happy with that throw. I am able to save myself with a pretty good approach shot. I put it to around 10 to 12 feet from the basket. A nice easy tap in for par. Hole 11 isn't the longest, it's 265, but it's tricky because of the tree and the tee box location. This disc came out a lot more to the right than I wanted it to. I was trying to get it to fade right to the basket. Put myself under this tree, but I was able to have a lovely approach shot. I parked it, and that's going to be a tap in for par. Hole 12 is a neat one. It's 370 feet, but it is downhill. I'm trying to play a really big fade bomb, and that disc is going right, and it's going right very quickly. I'll zoom in here. You can't really see it, but I tried to circle it to the best of my ability. That disc is in the trees. Now I have no clue how to throw this out, so I'm going to try and hammer throw it. Not the best idea, but it did get me out of the trees, which was what I wanted. This is for par, and you can see I'm not the happiest with it. I didn't really give it a chance at going in, but I was able to get a tap in for bogey. Hole 13 is straight uphill, 393 feet. Once again, I was having an off day with my beast. I just couldn't get it up. Kept throwing it straight into the ground. Second shot, I was very happy with this shot. I didn't get all the way up the hill, but I gave it as much as I could, and honestly, not a bad second shot. A long putt, gave it a decent chance. It just came up a few feet short. Still an easy tap in for the bogey. Hole 14 is a 356 foot down to the left. This time I actually liked the throw I had, but it faded a tiny bit too much, and it put me into the woods. Luckily it wasn't that deep, and I did have a tiny line. Kind of fell over as I threw it, but that's still an easy tap in to get the par on hole 14. Hole 15 is the second hardest hole on the course. It is a par 3, 277 feet, but the basket is surrounded by trees. I'm kind of just going to hope and pray, throw my disc in there. I get pretty lucky. It hits a tree and has a really nice bounce. The camera angle is kind of weird for this one because I didn't know where else to put it. Trying to throw it right to the basket, and I hit the tree. And then I also get the double tap when I hit the tree with my face. I'm looking for par. Nice long putt here. And I don't really give it too much of a chance. A few feet to the left, but it didn't have enough power. Still a nice tap in for bogey. Hole 16 is the hardest hole on the course. I'm going to try and show you where the basket is to the best of my ability. I kind of just throw and pray on this hole. You see I hit the tree right there, but I did get a nice lie. I'm going to try and throw my manta up straight at the basket. I end up releasing way too late and hitting another tree on the right, putting myself in an even worse position. And then putter, I'm going to try and get up on the right side, end up releasing too early, and I'm playing ping pong with the trees at this point. You can see I'm not the happiest. Still not a bad lie for bogey, and I was actually very pleased with this approach shot, and I was able to save double bogey, which at that point I was thankful for. Hole 17 is straightforward. It's a 329-foot hole. My drive, I was very happy with this. I felt like I may have had a good chance at birdie. So that was pretty depressing, but I was able to tap in for par. I'll never be sad with a par. Hole 18 is a tricky one. It is only 227 feet, but the hole is way down there to the left inside all of the trees. I threw my disc way too far to the left. At first, I thought it was going to be gone because there's a little dip down there, but it held on to the edge. When I released this, I thought it was in, and then I realized it came up about 2 to 3 feet short. A nice easy tap in to end the round, and the final scores are shown here.